We fight to protect the people that we love.
Crisis on Earth X. Crossover event starts Monday, November 27th.
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on The Flash Season 4. So after Supergirl on Monday night, we got the first teaser trailer, if you can actually call it that, for Crisis on Earth X, which is later this month. It's a pretty good month if you're a DC fan, obviously getting the Justice League movie and getting the 2-night 4-show crossover, but we'll go over that trailer later in this video. So I want to go over The Flash Season 4 Episode 5, Girls Night Out. And it really was a girls night out, if you're a bunch of boring people. No, but it wasn't really an episode of The Flash. It was a Killer Frost episode with multiple Easter eggs. Yes, I said it, Easter eggs. There was even an Easter egg to Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, Ferris Air again. So many Easter eggs in this whole thing. So the premise is girls night out, bachelor party, bachelorette party, to set up Crisis on Earth X, because that's when the wedding is going to happen. And why not have a mini Easter egg, Arrow crossover before that. So Felicity was talking about weddings and obviously how she nearly got married, did get married kind of multiple times, and yeah, kind of all over the place. So Ralph has developed to stretch his body even more, and he appears to be part of Team Star Labs now, because he has a Star Labs t-shirt on. And if you remember at the end of last week's episode, Barry invited him to train him, but he hasn't really trained him at all, but they were testing on him. So the guys go off and the girls go off, and the guys end up in a strip joint, which ironically Ralph is the customer of the month, it appears. Barry gets drunk with a cocktail that Cisco made him, but let's be honest, Caitlin really made it, because that's when it was first introduced. She made the cocktail and he got pretty wasted, and there really wasn't that much from the Flash side except for they got drunk, ended up in some fight and ended up in a jail. And at the start of the episode, they were trying to figure out who this Defoe was. Obviously there's thousands of Defoe in Central City, but that was obvious. The main narrative was around Cecile, Felicity Smoke, Iris West and Caitlin Snow. So we were introduced to Katie Sackhoff's new character. Very interesting. So she's being called Blacksmith Amnit Black, and I don't know what accent she's trying to do. I've got no idea. It sounded like a cross between 3 different places in England, so I presume she was trying to be British, but I suppose Easter egg reference, if you want to go by the comic books, technically I guess she could have been, well, she was British English, so I guess that's kind of vibe they were going for. So her powers in this TV show is she can manipulate metals, but I thought she could manipulate anything, and that's pretty much the whole narrative of her powers. We didn't really get to see that much of her, to be honest. I'm a bit disappointed about what we actually got to see of her. Although she appeared quite badass, her voice really let her get down. At first, she absolutely destroyed Caitlin Snow, Killer Frost, and then Killer Frost bossed her with the help of, wait for it, Iris West, because Iris West was essentially the Flash in this episode, and they figured a way to use a magnet on her metal, and then obviously she couldn't use her abilities, and then they let her go. What's interesting is we've seen the chap, he didn't have a name, from the bus, who I said could be Godspeed. I knew he wouldn't because he was crying. So he's called the Weeper. Weeper was a comic book character who weeps, and he's got an ability that is quite interesting, but although they didn't really allude onto it, they just said it was something to do with love. And right at the end of the episode, the Thinker chases him down, Dalek style, I'm not even joking, chases him down in his spaceship, in his little spaceship. So he comes out and he's like, you can't run away, I've got plans for you, I didn't create you for this. So just alliterating that he created him. But it's interesting because no behind the scenes people, no one got an image of this. Everyone said episode 9, but it's actually been out in public in episode 7, which is very interesting. So at the end, kind of that Joe, Cisco, Ralph and Barry ended up in a jail cell, which is kind of funny, and then his kind of drunkenness wore off. Overall, it was a pretty cool episode. Harrison Wells was quite interesting. He was in the strip club with them, and then he kind of disappeared randomly, and then he was the one to get him out, which was a really nice touch. It was kind of smooth. So right at the end of the episode, they focus a lot of time on Joe and Cecile, their pregnancy, and them both being very scared about it. Even though they've already got kids, it's probably because they're quite old. But I really think this is going to be a Thinker and Daniel West storyline, because they're focusing so much on Thinker, so much on this baby. So I think these two storylines will mix and match. Obviously, the Thinker needs Barry Allen to do something later on when his metahuman army team have ignited the Speed Force. No, not the Speed Force. Have ignited something, so it's interesting. But what is he going to make Barry do? Because he's not even tried to hurt Barry, really. So it's kind of interesting, I guess. So let's get on to the minor Crisis on Earth X spoiler. So as we know, Earth X is kind of where the Germans won the World War. We see some, like, I guess you can say, Secret Service people in like evil army suits. It reminds me of Batman vs Superman, where the parademons, and then it's literally the Secret Service kind of costumes there. We get a look at the new squad, and we've got White Canary in a suit, which isn't actually new because she's had this suit for a while. Some people are alluding to this being a new suit. It is new, but she's not really wore it. You've got Supergirl looking different. You've got Green Arrow in the front, obviously, because he's like the boss, even though he's not really got any powers. Then we've got the Flash, and then we've got Alex Danvers. I guess because she's split up with Stanvers and all that, she's going to be pushed now. This is going to be her focus for a few episodes. And it's kind of interesting because obviously this premise is they attack Iris West's wedding, but what relevance does Alex have to this whole crossover? It's meant to be Danvers-centric, which is kind of interesting. And then we get a shot of Supergirl going toe-to-toe with someone. I mean, it's hard to tell by the image, but I'm pretty convinced it's not Overgirl she's going head-to-head with. I think it's one of them soldiers. Then we get a look at a Archer. I mean, we know Prometheus is in this. We know Stephen Amell, Oliver Queen, Green Arrow's in this. But some people are saying there's Prometheus and then there's Earth X Arrow. But the poster did suggest this. So I think this is the evil Earth X Green Arrow, which is pretty cool. And then we get a sick-ass scene of White Canary taking down one of these soldier Secret Service people, which looks pretty cool. Obviously, you can't get a clear shot of her, but she's got a wig on, and she looks like she's been trained by the League of Assassins. So what's quite interesting is right at the end, we get a cool little annotation of Crisis on Earth X, and obviously their Earth being in red and our Earth being in blue. Red for blood, as that's what it's known as in the comic books. So anyway, guys, this is the way I'm going to be doing my videos now. I'm going to be mixing and matching the Flash videos into making them the Flash Season 4 videos. So this is my short review on the Flash Season 4 Episode 5, Girls Night Out, and the promo for Crisis on Earth X, which starts on November the 27th. Starts with Supergirl, then Arrow, I believe. Then, no, it's Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, Legends, I believe. They may change it though. I'm pretty sure that's the ordering. Anyway, guys, please like, subscribe, smash that like button, smash the hell out of that like button if you could, as we really need more interest on these Flash videos. And I will catch you in a notification squad group. Hit that bell button down below, and we will see you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.